Welcome back to Creating Stuff with Jim. I'm Jim, and it's time to create something. In the last episode of the Inferno build, we were working on the engine, and we got the engine all ready to go into the truck. Now we got to focus on the transmission. So let's get into it and let's get some work done.
Now that we got the engine all ready to go in, now we got to look to our transmission. This is our ASIN A340 automatic transmission. Unless they came out of the same engine as the truck. And luckily, compared to some of the other parts, we're going to do not a whole lot of modification to it. Biggest thing we're going to do right now is we got to get the back of the transmission set up to take the adapter to go to the crawl box. So other than that, like I said before, the transmission is pretty bulletproof. And later on, when we go do some wiring, we got some other tricks we're going to do to it. I'll go ahead and tell you is we're actually going to hack the wiring, and we're going to install a full manual shift mode in this, where we will still have the capabilities at the flip of a switch where we can run full automatic just like you would your regular car on the road. Flip a switch and then we can shift it completely manually whatever gear we want this transmission to be in. Pretty slick setup. So anyways, let's get into it. Now we have to get the back of the transmission ready to accept the crawl box. And in order to do that, all these parts come out of a pre-made kit, which are readily available and pretty nice. So to start off, this is the adapter plate that we use to adapt the back of the transmission to the transfer case. And it's also a very good idea to make sure that everything fits before you bolt it together. So this is the adapter plate that fits, and part of the adapter plate, and part of this adapter plate is we need to relocate this seal back here, and that's where they give us this little piece right here. So we actually have to remove that seal. That goes in there, so the plate goes on. So in addition, we also have a coupler that this goes on the splines inside the shaft, and it engages the splines of the input shaft of the transfer case. So this is what we got to do. All right, we're going to start by taking a pry bar. We're going to remove the seal. Simple like that. And the next step is we got to take this rear housing off. And once again, remember, to make an omelet, you got to break some eggs. All right, now that we got the rear housing off, we got to take the snap ring out inside with a pair of snap ring pliers that don't fit. All right, after snap ring and that cover comes off, take a punch. Just got to knock the bearing out. Cute. All right, now the rear housing is ready to go back on. All right, now that we got that out, we got to clean up the mating surfaces. All right, now we're going to seal all this up with some RTV. And although that has a little bit of fluid leaking out of it, modern RTV can actually handle that. And if anybody doesn't know what RTV stands for room temperature vulcanizing, meaning this turns at room temperature, this turns into a rubber-like substance. And this is just, I always like to smooth it out for some odd reason. I've been doing it for years. It's just how I do it. All right, the rear housing is back on. So, and once again, make sure everything fits. That's our new input shaft. Well, this is not a coupler. It's not even an input shaft. So this is our new coupler. Goes from the back of the transmission, and then we need to move our seal back, which is this piece. This has a nice little tight fit. We're going to end up putting a bead of RTV around that so that fits. And also, in how I say, make sure everything fits before you do final assembly or anything like that. This is the input shaft we're going to be using for the crawl box. Fits there. All right, everything fits. Now, and so now make sure to put your coupler in, which it is. And now we got to put the new seal housing in. And also, you saw this neat little key I have to now you see this neat little key I have where it's nice to wind up the tube RTV. This little thing actually came in a factory tube. This piece actually came in a factory Toyota tube RTV. It's really nice. I've held on to it ever since. But if you don't have one of these, here's another little cheap trick. Take a pair of needle nose pliers, clamp them down, roll it up. It does the same thing. So now I'm going to put a bead of RTV around here. And this is actually part of the instructions. Is whoever made the adapter plate, this is what they said to do. So, and once again, I just even it out, make a mess, however you want to call it. It's just what I do. It's how I've always done it. And is it wrong? No. Is there another way? Absolutely. Are either of them better than the other? Nope. Yeah, and a little tap of a rubber mallet. All right, and we're seated. All right, now they got that in, we're going to double check our adapter plate. Fits like a glove. This is gonna work nice. New input shaft fits. We're in business. All right, and there you have it. We're all finished setting the transmission up. Now let's get this transmission on the transmission stand so we can get ready to put this truck together. And then after that, it's time to build the crawl box.
With that, the transmission is done. It was just a little bit of work with a little bit of mess. We might be done with the transmission, but we're not done with the project. So the next step is going to be the building the crawl box. And how do you know when we're going to be building the crawl box? Well, if you're not subscribed, you need to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you next time.